Raw is Netflix. The first episode on Netflix is in the books of WWE Raw, and what a stacked show from the opening to the end. It was crazy. Celebrities everywhere. You know, celebrities coming in their entrances as well. What a show. It's so surreal having it on Netflix. It's so surreal watching really the start of what I think is going to be a crazy, crazy year in WWE. Obviously, Netflix is obviously the start of the craziness, but there's so much happening in this show. It opens up with a fantastic video package, and you know WWE is so good at these video packages. And then with pans to Triple H in the ring, welcoming everyone to Netflix, welcoming everyone to Raw that are there. I mean, it's like a 17,000 people sellout in Los Angeles. Crowd were live. Very, very good. Great opening start. And then The Rock enters. And Rock was never going to miss this. He was never going to miss this show. It's Netflix. He's on the board. He's a massive part of it. And obviously, he's got storylines and things like that going on. But I do have some question marks around this because he comes in. He's got the People's title, you know, goosebumps, all that stuff. And then panders to the crowd. And I'm like, hang on a second. He's a heel. He's a bad guy. These are the Cody crybabies. He then panders to Cody, and he's acting face and he's cracking a few jokes. And maybe it's I buy Cody on side, then I turn on Cody again. Maybe that's what happens, but I didn't get it personally. I didn't get it. And look, I will have the benefit of the doubt given towards WWE and Triple H and what they're going to do with this, but it was like, oh, hang on a second. Are we just burying the story that has so much juice behind it? I don't, maybe they don't, and maybe something comes of it. The first match of the night, though, tribal combat. This is obviously a main event worthy match wherever it is. Obviously, Roman Reigns is the biggest star in all of wrestling, and this is a fantastic storyline with Solo Sikoa. And Roman Reigns wins it. You know, there was interference from Tama Tonga, Jacob Fatu, obviously being run off by, Usos and Sami Zayn, all that stuff. And then obviously Kevin Owens gets involved. And Kevin Owens stuns Roman Reigns, which then leads to Cody Rhodes coming out. And that was a weird one. Obviously, I know Kevin and Roman obviously with a history, but I was like, oh, hang on a second. He's helping the new bloodline. So, okay. And obviously Cody runs him off, goes through the crowd, brawling through the crowd, and then Roman gets up to his feet, goes to man punch. Solo counters with the Samoan spike. Roman ducks it, hits a spear, boom. And then The Rock comes out and places the Ulafala over Roman. Really good match. So much chaos. It's Bloodline. Everything is always chaos. And yeah, really, really enjoyed that. Penta, by the way, Penta is coming to WWE, which is exciting. Chad Gable saying, I've got, I want to, face a luchador, blah, 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 blah. Penta, Chad Gable next week is going to be money. I cannot wait. Just give them 20 minutes and let them go and be those two just tear the house down. It's going to be fantastic. Moving over to then John Cena coming out, kicking off. This is the start of his retirement tour. He is a full-time WWE superstar for the last year of his WWE career. Coming out there going, hey, I don't know if I'm going to win the title. Never say never. And then, the crowd was so hot for Cena. Then going, why can't I win the Royal Rumble? Why can't I, become then the WWE champion? And it's just like, John, don't threaten us with a good time. Don't do this. And I also think WWE, no offense to like your Hogans and your Flairs and all these people, I think they want Cena to have either matching records with some of these guys. Winning a Royal Rumble matches the record, but also Cena winning that world title. Because then it takes that record from Ric Flair, who obviously has controversy, seems like every other week. John really doesn't. John is Mr. WWE. Ric Flair is not Mr. WWE. We all know he's not. John's never been anywhere else. And they want 16 WWE championships or world titles, they want it now to be 17. And I think they will give it to him. I don't think it'll be a long one, but maybe, hell, just put the WWE Championship on every week like he did with the United States title. Winning that, you could elevate superstars, because he did it with the United States title. He did it with Kevin Owens. He did it with Sami Zayn. You could make superstars easily with Cena. So Super Cena for one last year? Yeah, okay. I'll have a bit of that. I will have every bit of that possible. So look, really good stuff there. There's Logan Paul on the side. I don't really care. There's nothing really to it. The women's world title match between Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley winning this. Good match. I mean, Rhea Ripley smashing Dom in the balls. That was always quite funny. But no, winning the match. And I'm glad the feud is over. Kind of bored of it, if I'm honest. But yeah, good match. Glad it's over. And then The Undertaker coming out on his bike, the American Badass, does a loop of the ring up towards the ramp, hitting a celebration with Rhea, which was cool as well. So glad that's over and we can move on. I talked about the Chad Gable Penta thing. There was a segment around them. We'll move on from that. You then have Jey Uso versus Drew McIntyre. I mean, Jey Uso coming down to the ring with Travis Scott. Travis Scott also smoking something, because if you know what I mean. But Pat McAfee being back is just one of the biggest things in my opinion. The energy that Pat has, like Triple H says, I was watching the Pat McAfee show on YouTube, and Triple H is on there, and Triple H is like, the reason why Pat is so great, and we love Pat, is because Pat makes it feel like you're sitting on the sofa just watching it with him, because he doesn't have that sort of stereotypical professional view on things, and he is still good at telling a story, but the energy is just unmatched. And he was great yesterday, Pat. Just so good. It was like when Roman Reigns doing his entrance, it's like, he's hyping up Roman Reigns. He's like, and why the hell are you not standing up, Cole? And Cole's like, I'm standing up now, so I'm standing up now. And he was great in the entrance for Jey Uso, yeeting and all those things. Mental that Jey Uso won this, though. I didn't think he would. Now, I get it, because it's the first show. You get the baby faces all to win. It's always really nice, but I was a bit surprised. I was a bit surprised, to be honest. You then had like Gunther saying, it's his era and things like that. And I'm surprised we didn't see more of Gunther, because actually I think he's the champ of this show. We didn't really see a lot of him, which is a bit of a shame. You then had Hogan addressing the crowd. Hogan looked old, by the way. He looked old. And I know he's not young, but he looked very much older than his age, which he got booed as well. No, I'm not surprised. They announced some matches for next week as well, which we're not going to. Stephanie McMahon in the crowd. Always good to see Stephanie. And then you had the main event. Seth freaking Rollins versus CM Punk. Punk's first match on Raw since the January the 20th, 2014. Over 4,000 days. Crazy. The hype for this match was incredible. Okay. The intensity was great. Both guys getting huge pops and moments into this match. But such a good storytelling match. These guys have such a bitter history towards one another. This needs to be a trio rivalry. It just does. Punk wins. There was cuts to, like, if you look at some of the matches recently. If you look at the match that he had with Jon Moxley in AEW, some of the ending was the same, which is good storytelling. Not for people that really truly know everything about it, but it's good storytelling. I think Rollins needs this more, though, because the last time Rollins had, a feud with an AEW guy was Cody, and he lost 3-0 to a guy who tore his pec off his body. Rollins needs to win this. He needs to win this feud. There's talks about Rollins, Gunther, world title, where you can't have him going into that off of the back of another losing feud, in a big losing feud. So he needs to win this, in my opinion. They will have this rivalry's not over. There's no way in hell this rivalry, which has been brewing for nearly a decade, is over in a match. Drew and Punk had something that lasted 6 months. These two guys could go at it for a year. you know. And I hope I hope they go at it again. I hope even if it gets to Royal Rumble, Rollins eliminates Punk, something like that, where it just there you go, this thing's not over, or you know, Drew eliminates both of them just for the hell of it, and you know, Drew then gets the final laugh over Punk. Maybe that's why they do it. But really great show. If you haven't watched it, it's on Netflix. It's a great show. I really enjoyed it. And hey, it obviously is not going to be as star-studded as this as normal. But if it's 80% of what this show truly was, with a bit more like wrestling, because you're going to get a bit more wrestling going forward. Chad Gable and Penta, Gunther's going to be involved, Damian Priest, Balor, you know, Bron Breakker, Sheamus, Ludwig Kaiser. I mean, look at how many names I mentioned there that didn't really do anything. I think it's only good for the future. Let me know your thoughts down below. I'll speak to you all soon. Take care. Peace.